Uh, just while we're sort of speaking of things that have gone unfortunately for people,
Yeah.
someone that I know you're a big fan of, I love him, has returned. The great Artie Lange.
Yes.
He's finally back doing his show. He sounds healthy enough. I have to be honest, he doesn't sound unsober. I think is it.
I think I bet he's sober. I think he's got too many eyeballs on him at this point.
I think maybe he smokes weed or whatever, but because he does sound a bit like super chilled and relaxed, maybe medicated. Either way, I'm glad he's back. But what's your take on the state of his podcast at the minute? Because one of the one of the downfalls or the criticisms that the show had before, which I liked, was Mike Bichetti was Artie's choice of co-host. I like Mike, but he's a unique character. Mike is back,
Yeah.
and it seems like no matter what he says, it bothers Artie. So, what's your take on the return of Artie Lange?
All right, so Mike Bichetti is there as a punching bag. The whole reason why he's there is to say stupid shit that Artie can goof on him for. So he's kind of like a whack packer who makes a paycheck from the show. So, Mike's a weird dude. I don't think Artie's good at running a show. And I think that Artie Lange was at his best on the Howard Stern show, reacting to things, guests coming in or Sale, the stockbroker, coming in and him fighting with him or that kind of stuff. Like, that's Artie at his best, doing impressions. When Artie's just sitting down and having a conversation with someone, that's not what I want out of Artie. And actually, his first show back, who was the guest on his first show back? It was the guy from Home Videos and Bob Saget.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm listening to that because I'm interested to hear, like, Artie, what have you been up to? You've been gone for a year and a half. Everyone's wondering, what are you doing? How you doing? He doesn't talk about anything interesting. He just has a conversation with Bob Saget, who I find to be mostly boring. And so, I mean, I love Artie. I love that he's back. I hope he's doing well, but his podcast. And then he had Gilbert Gottfried on there, and I listened to that. And you know what happens with Gilbert is he has to make references to things that happened 30 years before I was born. And I'm like, all right, I'm sure that's really funny. Okay, cool.
You mean you didn't like it when Gilbert made the same joke 47 times?
And listen, I love Gilbert. I've seen him do stand-up a few times. He's a very funny comic. I love him in the right situation. When he's on with Anthony, it's the same fucking thing. They talk about TV shows that were in black and white, or maybe radio shows before television existed. I'm not even sure what they're talking about. And when he comes on with Artie and they start doing that thing, like, a lot of it, I just tune out because I'm like, I don't even know what they're talking about right now, but they're giggling at each other a lot. So there must be something funny.
Joe!
There is something very fun about Gilbert's laugh, though.
But the great thing about one thing I've got to say, though, about Gilbert is I think the funniest podcast that I've ever heard was when Gilbert went on Anthony and Artie.
Yes.
And it's like an hour and a half long, and there's more riffs than fucking an AC/DC show.
Right.
That was great, but it seems like anytime Artie speaks to Gilbert, he keeps trying to bring me like, Gilbert, what about Bella Lugosi? He's like, I want to be gay.
Yeah.
And I like it.
Fuck you.
So you actually do a really good Artie impression, I have to say.
I sadly have to do impressions because nobody can understand what I'm saying.
I like your Artie impression. Can you come on Who Are These Podcasts? We'll pretend that you're Artie Lange. I'll pretend like I got a big get.
Oh yeah. Hey, great to be here. And who isn't black people?
Like, wow, Artie's really on today.
Yeah.
He really brought his A material.
But I got to ask as well, one of the famous
Hold on a second. Let me ask you this. What do you think about the return of Artie Lange? Have you listened to the newer shows that he's put out? What do you think?
I love the fact that it's back, but the fact that he's hiding that he's just gone back to audio only, it's weird because it's not like we didn't know that his nose was fucked up.
Oh, I didn't even realize it's not a YouTube show. I've only listened to the podcast. Okay.
Yeah, they only put the audio up on YouTube, and it's weird. Like something's up. and you hear stories and rumors that his nose thing got worse, and that he's gone completely bald and stuff. So
how could it get worse? His nose disappeared. Where else could it be?